Second round action started on Saturday morning. Obviously, 32 basketball games in round one. So, as some basketball fans, they were fried by this point. I'm not. Like I said, I'm a basketball junkie. So I'm gonna watch all these games, and it was a great weekend. So let's dive into Saturday, which only featured one upset by a double-digit seed, and all the rest of the games were expected results, but they were fun. Some of them were really, really fun. So the first game was a blowout. Villanova had this one the whole way. What happened was they didn't start out well. Then DiVincenzo hit three straight threes on a 9-2 run. Bama missed 6 out of 7 field goals on the run, and DiVincenzo scored 13 out of 17, and Villanova was up 22-15. He fueled Nova to shoot. He fueled Nova, and Alabama really forced them to shoot threes because they shut down down low. But and early on it worked. Villanova was stone cold, and Alabama went on a quick run. Reese 3, Sexton free throw, Sexton jumper, and DiVincenzo was the offense for Villanova for about 11 minutes. No ability to drive, like I said. Brunson went out because of foul trouble early, 2 fouls, so he did. And DiVincenzo just kept hitting threes, drilled one over Ingram. So it was 32-27 at the half. DiVincenzo had 18 points, and then the second half was a complete walloping. Booth alley-oop to Bridges. Villanova was rolling at that point. Mikal Bridges came out in the second half and looked like the first-round pick everyone was talking about. Hitting threes, bam, 15-0 run for them. He just hit everything. He didn't miss at all. Like, Bridges hit a 3 to put him up 19. Then, he already 5 with 12 points, and it was only like midway through the quarter. Mikal Bridges was hitting everything. Mikal Bridges hit another 3. They went up 22. He had 16 points. He had 16 points the second half to that point. Villanova was on an 18-1 run, and Bama, you can't really fight back after that. Bridges just kept hitting impossible threes. They went on a 32-9 run to close out the game. Like I said, Bridges really lifted him in the second half. First half, it was DiVincenzo. Second half, it was Bridges. They played really, really well. They played within themselves. They went up by as many as 29. And like I said, Villanova smoked them. So Villanova, you see Villanova, you see a program like them. You're not surprised to see them in a big moment right now. Obviously, they're a really, really good team, very coached, Jay Wright. So Villanova advances to the Sweet 16 with the ass whooping, basically. That's what that was. Duke, Rhode Island. So Duke got this one. Duke smoked Rhode Island. Rhode Island came out early very well with the guards. But like I said, I just think there's too much talent on Duke right now. Bagley had 22. Duval had 18. Carter had 13. Allen had 10. So Bagley was double teamed, and they had to go to Wendell Carter. But here's the problem with the strategy. Wendell Carter was hitting everything. Jumpers, layups, free throws. Wendell Carter was hitting everything. So Rhode Island kept trying to come back to it, and Duke just put him out of reach. Allen, they went on a little run. Carter hit it after Rhode Island went up 11-10. They went on a little run. Wendell Carter hit a 2-pointer to 3. Grayson Allen hit a 3 and 1. Went up 19-11. Then Matthews tried to keep coming back, but it was just had a 14-3 run in the process in the first half itself. So good. They couldn't really make the adjustment to Bagley. Bagley started dominating down low, and they basically, went an 18-3 run to put the game sort of out of reach for them. Duke went up 45-28 at the half, and pretty much Duke just 28-7 run to end the half, obviously, and Bagley was just dominating down low. They were hitting jumpers. They're playing well. The zone really worked because of the length of Duke in this game. Now, I heard some people saying that it won't win a national championship, but Duke has a lot of good length on their side, so they're going to play. They're going to play very aggressive zone. Obviously, young kids, so this is a learning process for Coach K also. So Coach K is going to have to look within himself and try new things with these freshman-laden team. But so far in the tournament, 2 games and 2 wins for the Duke Blue Devils, and they are headed to Omaha next week to play the winner of Syracuse versus actually the weekend ended, but yeah, Duke advances to Omaha in the Sweet 16 yet again. Finally, Duke doesn't lose to a mid-major. Duke's always doing that mid-major crap. Kentucky versus Buffalo. Kentucky got this one. Kentucky did really struggle early on. Here's the thing: they got Kevin Knox in foul trouble. Buffalo really they missed too many shots to win this game. Early on, they pushed the pace. They had a chance. They played the pace. They played the game at their level. Buffalo, they kept going. Kentucky went on a lot of runs, but Kentucky. You watch the game, like Diallo played well, and Alexander and Wade and Gabriel off the bench. So Kentucky really the style of play. Worked well for Buffalo, but Kentucky they're just too good. Too many athletes. Obviously, they didn't make their little run in the second half. First half, I mean, it was close in the first half. They cut it to single digits by the half, kept it kind of close. They had Kevin Knox in foul trouble. Sort of had him where they needed him. They did come back and, like I said, try to cut the game, and they did. They cut the game all the way down to 4 with Wes Clark and a 9-0 run, obviously, but Wade and Gabriel just too good. Diallo hit jumpers. Washington. It's just too good. Washington was dunking the ball. So it was just, Kentucky was just completely overmatching them here. So I feel bad because Buffalo played really, really hard in this game. Wes Clark, obviously, Joe Harris, they gave it their all, and they put it all out on the court, and they couldn't get it done because Kentucky Wildcats are just superior. So, good job to Kentucky advancing to another Sweet 16. Their region is crazy right now. And let's get to another game that happened later in the day that was also in that region. Loyola Chicago versus Tennessee. Loyola Chicago, last second shot by Custer to capture that one. So, Tennessee came out. Schofield started rolling, hitting shots. Tennessee goes up 15-6 early. But, Loyola Chicago, they sort of, They get Schofield in foul trouble, obviously. Loyola Chicago only had one field goal in 6 minutes. But they were, towards the game, Tennessee started to lose their flow after Schofield went to the bench. Custer hit a 3, and Loyola Chicago went up by 1. Then Towns hit a jumper, and Towns hit another jumper. So Loyola Chicago went up by 4. No field goals for Tennessee for 6 minutes, and then they finally did end up hitting a jumper, and it was 29-25 Loyola Chicago at the end of the first half. So Loyola Chicago played pretty well, stuck to the game plan. I think defensively this is a great discipline from Loyola Chicago. They played a pretty up-tempo game for their liking. They sort of stopped Tennessee on the defensive end. The part of the reason why Tennessee never got anything going was because of Loyola Chicago's energetic defense. So credit to Loyola Chicago for some really, really good defense. Nice set runs, and if you heard the story of Sister Jean, that's really cool. So Custer made a 3, and so did Ingram. So Loyola Chicago went up all the way up by 9, and then Belton had a dunk, so they went up by 11 almost. But it was just run after run, to be honest with you. I mean, Tennessee made another run with Krutwig, and Ingram hit a 3. They went up by 9 again, 50-54, and then Schofield on an alley-oop foul. So Tennessee hit a lot of 3s late in this game to try to get themselves back in it. Obviously, Schofield was 58. It was 58-51, and Schofield hit a 3. Then Loyola Chicago came back, hit a 3, and the game was cut to 5 basically. Bone hit a layup, cut it to 5. Turner hit a 3. So Tennessee made a concerted effort at a run late in the game, and Schofield missed a 3 to take a potential lead, and then Jackson with the turnover. So no field goals for Loyola Chicago almost in the last 3 minutes of the game. Complete meltdown by them. Williams had a layup and one, so Tennessee actually went up on an 11-1 run, 62-61. And they just held Loyola Chicago very well. Defensively stopped them. But like I said, Custer just brought the ball up and hit the jumper over his defender, and Loyola Chicago got it. So Sister Jean, 98 years old, was the motivation of this game. And if you saw online, it's actually pretty cool how Sister Jean sort of motivated this team and how the team is sort of playing really, really well right now. So hats off to that. First time in the Sweet 16 since 1985. So good job, Custer. Custer jumper, one of the few buzzer beaters on this night. So, Kansas Seton Hall. Here's the thing. Delgado put up 24 points and 23 rebounds, and Seton Hall still lost. Here's the problem. Seton Hall, like I said, defensively they're a very good team, but offensively they gotta generate some offense. Like Azubuike was playing well, Mikhailou, like they came out a little flat, so Seton Hall was able to take advantage, and then Kansas sort of came back, but Kansas's threes won them this game. Obviously, Seton Hall made a little run before the half. Delgado had 12 points, 11 rebounds. Already in the first half, Delgado had a double-double in the first half itself. Kansas was missing way too much shots. Mikhailou, they weren't really flowing for some time. So the lead got cut down to 5 at the half because, the shots that they were making started missing. And Malik Newman was a huge key in this game. But Kansas came out of the gates, went on 11-2 run. Azubuike put them up by 8, but Seton Hall they just gave up too much. And after Azubuike went out 3 fouls, Vic hit a 3. So the whole team was flowing. Newman, Vic, those guys were hitting threes for the team, and yeah, so Seton Hall sort of cut it. Carrington kept them in it. Carrington was hitting threes. Seton Hall sort of cut it down. Azubuike got in foul trouble. Delgado cut it to 4. As much as 4, and then Carrington also hit a 3, so they cut it. Powell hit a 3, so they cut it to 4. But here's the problem here. Delgado got shut down late in the game, so they didn't know where to go with the ball, and Seton Hall hit a bunch of threes late, try to come back. Carrington hit all these threes, but Malik Newman made all his free throws, and Kansas pulled away. So Kansas played really, really well in this game. Obviously, I don't think they executed the way Bill Self really wanted them to. I think the problem is they played a really, really, really good team. And Seton Hall, like I said, very disciplined, Big East coach team. And I really like Seton Hall. But the problem is, when you're playing against Kansas, you can't make certain mental errors. You make against other teams. Like, when they're playing the Big East, there's certain mental errors you can make. But when you're playing against a team like Kansas, with that much of a prowess, you have to be careful in terms of what mistakes you make, and they weren't very careful. They sort of made too many mistakes, too many mental errors for the kids to win. Congrats to Kansas. They advanced to Omaha to the Sweet 16, and congrats to Bill Self on building a good program down there. Gonzaga versus Ohio State for a trip to the Sweet 16. This was one of the crazier games on Saturday. Probably one of the best. Norwell starts out hot, hits 2 threes. Gonzaga goes up. Hachimura, gets him going. Tilly gets a jumper. Hachimura layup. Hachimura gets 2 more layups. Gonzaga goes up 15-0 early. It looks like we're in for a smoking. So, game got cut into half, By halftime, game got cut into 9. Ohio State's making shots. I think what really happened was Hachimura got 2 fouls, went out. Norwell sort of cooled down a little bit. I think what happened was Ohio State wasn't really hitting the flow of the game. Then they sort of started hitting threes, kept chipping at the lead, cut it to 9, like I said. And then to open up the second half, 10-3 run for the Buckeyes. To cut it down. And Norwell hit a 3, so Gonzaga went up by 13, the halftime score was 44-32. Sorry, I didn't know what I was looking at. Norwell was 4 for 7 for 3, and they kept going, and Jackson hit a 3, so Gonzaga sort of going down here, and then a layup by Ohio State. Cam Williams hit a jumper, Weston layup and 1. Game's cut to 2, then Jackson hits a 3, Williams jumper. Gonzaga's lead got cut to 1, then Diop layup. Diop goes in, hits a layup, Williams gets a 3, gets a dunk, so 58-54. Ohio State. So Tate gets a dunk. So 58. So Ohio State went up by 4 at this point. It was shocking. The entire Gonzaga team. I think Gonzaga was kind of mentally out of it because they went down. But Gonzaga came back quickly. Perkins hit a layup, and then they got another layup. So they tied it up. Then Dokic hit a layup. Screening foul. Williams got 4. Jonathan Williams got 4 fouls. Got sent to the bench. Diop hit a layup. Ohio State went up 62-58. But Norwell hit some free throws. A layup to tie it at 62. Then Diop hit a 3. Norwell hit a 3. So Gonzaga went up by 3. And Ohio State was up by 1. And then Tilly hit a layup and 1. Perkins hit a layup. And They went up 73-67. Gonzaga went on an 11-0 run to recapture the lead. Tate hit a layup, but Norwell hit a 3 to counter it, so 76-69. And Hachimura blocked, and Norwell got fouled, so Tate got fouled as well. Ohio State started try to foul and get back in the game late, but what happened was, like, it didn't work. So Hachimura hit all the free throws, and Gonzaga pulled away here late. Gonzaga survives a colossal choke in the tournament, unlike Cincinnati. But, Gonzaga played very, very well, stuck to the game plan, even though they started losing. Ohio State, I feel like Ohio State never captured the flow of the game. Ohio State was just sort of trailing the whole time. Ohio State, I just felt like when it comes to the tournament, I don't like Ohio State as a team because of the type of pathetic performances they put off from time to time. And this is one of those pathetic performances, and Gonzaga got away with one. So good job for Gonzaga. They advanced to the Sweet 16. Mark Few with a good program down there, and Gonzaga, nor North Carolina anymore in that region. So Gonzaga, look out for them. They could make a run here. Texas Tech, Florida. Texas Tech got this one late. It was crazy how Texas Tech got this one. Keenan Evans, obviously a big key here with 22 points, and Zaire Smith as well with 18 points. So game starts. It's at a frenetic pace. High tempo. Allen hits a layup. So Florida goes up 18-12. They got a 7-0 run going. But Florida, and they also had back-to-back threes, went up 26-22. But Texas Tech came back with a 7-0 run of their own with a cover layup. And then, last 2 minutes, no field goals for Texas Tech. And a tip shot made by Kulichov for Florida. And they took the lead into the half. So Texas Tech sort of comes out, hits a layup. Obviously, quick 6-0 run for them. Quick Evans layup, and then Smith hits the 3. Then Hudson hit a 3, State hit a tip in. So Florida goes up. It's back and forth, very high tempo game. Then Evans hits a layup, and Evans hits a free throw. So Texas Tech basically, Evans hits a layup, Smith with the 2, Evans hit 2 other layups and a free throw. 9-0 for Texas Tech. They go up by 8 points. Then Francis missed some free throws. Texas Tech was up 64-62 at this point. Kulichov hit a shot. Kulichov was a choker down the stretch, but Kulichov was able to make this layup and tied the game at 64. Keenan Evans hit a key three-pointer. Nice little step-back 3 for him. Zaire Smith with a great block on the layup drive, and it was rebounded by Gray. They missed the 3. They also missed a Kulichov 3 on that possession. Getting good looks, air ball 3. What are you going to do? 40 seconds to go. It's just, you got to get that. And then Culver had a block as well. And Evans threw up an alley-oop dunk for Zaire Smith, and he went up and got it. That looked like the dagger, but she also got a layup. Cut the game to 3. Hudson got a huge steal here. Kulichov had a look at it. Missed it. Ball was thrown back. Davon Allen, the senior, got a chance at it, and good luck, just clanked off. So Texas Tech Raiders survived. They've been playing pretty well in the tournament. They played against Stephen F. Austin, who they played very hard in the first round. Stephen F. Austin is a very, very tough out for any team, and they were able to get Stephen F. Austin, and they come back, and the Texas Tech Raiders beat the Florida Gators. So they're advancing to the Sweet 16 to see if they play Purdue or not next round. We'll see about that. So the last game of the night, last game of Saturday night hoops. 8-game, only 8-game binge, not a 16-game binge. It's still crazy. 8 games is still pretty nuts, but it's not as bad as a 16, I'll tell you that. So Michigan stole this one with the Poole buzzer beater. Pretty sure everyone saw this. So let's dive into what happened in this game. Let's see. Michigan didn't really score. Poole only had 8 points. Bo Wagner only had 12. Michigan barely won this one. So early on, Houston's got the momentum with Brady hitting shots and Zana. And then Duncan Robinson sort of grabs the lead back early on. And it's just back and forth, fun, frenetic pace. Corey Davis with a dunk. Davis with another dunk. 22-21 Houston. Then Davis free throws at the half, put Houston tie the game at 28. So it's 28. Bo Wagner, Jonas, and Gray are both limited here. They didn't play big parts in the first half. Second half, Gray came out firing. Wagner hit a 3. Matthews hit a layup. Michigan went up. Then back and forth. Like I said earlier, defense defensive lapse left Gray open. I think that got Gray going, and he hit a three, and he really got going after that. He hit a layup and a three-pointer, put Houston up by as many as 6 after that. And then Gray hit another jumper to put Houston up by 5. Matthews hit a 3, tied it, and some other guy and Michigan made some free throws to tie it at 51. Gray hit a free throw to go up 54-53. Robinson hit some free throws. Abdul Rakul hit some free throws. And 57-54 Michigan. And then Brooks hit a 3. So tie at 57. Then some free throws for Houston. Got it. And they led 60-59. Then Bo Wagner hit a layup 61-60. Michigan missed some free throws down the stretch. Missed some key three-pointers. Some shots they could have really made here. And Davis, bad foul here. Davis went up to the free throw line, made 2 free throws. Ruckman missed a jumper, and then there was a layup opportunity that Matthews missed. Devin Davis got fouled, went 1 for 2 from the line. So Houston's up by 2. Ruckman missed another layup, and the ball was rebounded. Davis was fouled. So this is the big key. 4 seconds to go. Davis gets fouled. Davis goes to the free throw line, and he gets fouled. He misses both free throws. So John Beilein calls an immediate timeout because there's only 4 seconds left, and he draws up a play, and he gives up the ball to Poole, who grabs the ball and just puts up a prayer, and it goes in. It's an amazing play design, good play design by John Beilein. He's a very smart coach in how he operates with his kids, and that was really well play design, and that capped off a pretty good game. So good job for Michigan. So that was Saturday's action of second round. All those teams advancing to the Sweet 16, 8 teams, and then Sunday's action, which video I'll put out a little bit later, probably tomorrow or Wednesday before Sweet 16 action starts. But so 8 teams advanced to the Sweet 16. Only one upset on this day, but 5 games came down to the wire. Obviously, you heard the story about Sister Jean and her stuff, her special Jean. But there was a scene of Bo Wagner showing sportsmanship after the win, which I really liked. I think he's a really class guy for doing that. Some people would be really stuck up and be too happy and in the moment, but Bo Wagner wasn't like that. He went back to the kid and he offered some encouragement to him. So hats off to Bo Wagner for that. That is a really big move by him. So good job. Like I said, 5 games came out of the wire. They were all in the afternoon, and they were fun. They were fun ones, and they weren't as fun as Friday. I mean, Sunday. Sunday was really fun, but Saturday was fun. Saturday had its up and downs. If anything, I would say it was probably the low day of the tournament because Friday you saw 16 beat a 1, so you can't beat that. So that's just how that works. So a good day of action on Saturday. Like I said, all 8 of those teams advanced to the Elite 8, Sweet 16 to play the teams that won on Sunday. So crazy action in college basketball. Good games. Like I said, this day wasn't the cream of the crop, but good day of college hoops, and I will get the Sunday second round action up probably before Wednesday. So we'll see what happens with that, and let's see what happens with the rest of this NCAA tournament action.